Welcome to Manna at the Tap, a podcast from Tapestry Ministries. Each episode reflects on a daily Bible reading from the Revised Common Lectionary. I'm Gloria, a fellow traveler on a spiritual journey with the Tapestry community, and we refer to the daily Bible reading as our spiritual manna. It nourishes our souls, fostering spiritual growth as we share insights and interpretations that enrich our spiritual lives. Today is Monday, October the 20th, 2025, in the 19th week after Pentecost during this season of ordinary time. This is a time for us to live an extraordinary disciplined life as we grow spiritually. The lectionary reading is from the Old Testament book of 1 Samuel, chapter 25. It's a trilogy that we will explore over the next three podcasts. It's the story of a wise woman, her husband, a wicked sheep ranger, and the wrath of the king in waiting, who is none other than David, the anointed successor to King Saul after his death. David was now living in the desert to stay out of the reach of King Saul. One way he supported himself and his band of soldiers was by protecting the shepherds and sheep of wealthy ranchers from Philistine raids in the desert. In exchange for protecting the shepherds and the sheep, a sheep rancher would hold a celebration at harvest time and reward those who had looked after his flock. Since it was now harvest time, David sent 10 of his young men to the sheep rancher to receive whatever reward he was willing to give them. The wicked sheep rancher replied to the young man, saying he had no idea who David was, and he didn't care who his father was either. He wasn't interested in sharing any of his meat with him. And go tell him, who do you think you are? When David heard the news from his young men, he told 400 of his men to strap on their swords because he was going after that wicked sheep rancher and he was planning to wipe him out. The wise woman, wife of the wicked sheep rancher, heard from a servant what her husband had done. He told her that David and his men had indeed protected them and kept them safe from harm. And he urged her to act quickly because the servants were worried about what David might do if he attacked their ranch. She wasted no time and quickly prepared a feast for David and his men. There was bread, wine, and meat, along with some desserts like raisin and fig cakes. And she sent her servants to hurry and take them to David. She told them she would follow slowly. However, she didn't tell her husband what she was doing. David's wrath was reaching a boiling point, and he planned to massacre the wicked sheep rancher along with all the men in his household. He told his men they wouldn't leave any of them alive by morning. As the wise woman was riding in the direction of David, she saw that he and his men were approaching her, and they met on the road. This is part one of the trilogy today. I hope you will listen to the podcast tomorrow as we continue the story to find out what happened between the wise woman, her husband, the wicked sheep rancher, and the wrath of King David, the king in waiting.